having you. Thought I'd check in with you. I've done no video whatsoever over the last couple of weeks, in all fairness, and I was reminded by Yorkie yesterday that I hadn't done no video. What's going on? What's going on? He gets all of a panic, see. While I'm on the situation or the conversation of Yorkie, his missus has now started up a YouTube channel. Now Yorkie's building another pond. It's all gone quiet. That's stopped boiling. That's stopped turned off. Everything else is working. So I'll sort that in a minute. So yeah, Tanya has started a channel. Tanny's Koi. Go over and have a look for me. I'll stick the name across the bottom here. Tanny's Koi. Go and do me a favour. Go and subscribe to her. There's a bit of a when the pond's done. There's a bit of a fish off, if you like, with her and Yorkie. I'm gonna have a bit of a growing show between them. So go and have a look. I don't understand why that's stopped boiling. Don't know. I'll have a look in a minute. But there you go. But just to keep you up to date, and like I said, I had done no video. But what I have done over the past week is I've given the main pond 2 lots of Fluke X. Fluke X. Now I know it says that you treat once and you leave it 150 weeks to treat again, which is a load of shit, because if you treat once and then treat again 3 weeks time, that cycle's done a whole new cycle, and you've still got young and everything, and you'll never fight them that way. So going on, you know me and boundaries, love to push them. Going on what I was thinking, I thought, well, I'll give him a dose on Monday and I'll give him a dose on Friday. I've probably still left it a bit too long, but they don't look too bad. There's a few marks and knocks on them where they've been flicking. As you know, I had Costia to start with. I ain't 100% sure that's all gone yet, but these ain't looking too bad to say they've had 2 doses in a week. Now, there's no reason why they couldn't have had a dose on day 1, say on Monday, and a dose on day 3, which would have been Wednesday. There's no reason, but not knowing the product all that well to start with, I thought, well, I'll be the guinea pig and we'll give them a dose, 2 doses in the week, and we'll see how we get on. And they look pretty good for it, in all fairness. Yeah, there's a bit of pinking going on, which is normal for the Fluke X, but I thought, you know, we'll see how we get on. Like I said, there is a couple of knocks and scrapes in there where they're flicking, so hopefully they've battled it. As I said, that you just see the shear, hopefully. Also, a lot of it is feeding marks. That shear was just flicked. There's also got a bloody knock on it, on the top of its hump, where it's obviously been kicked about whilst feeding. Like I said, there's too many fish in here. And I'm just struggling to get rid. So if anybody wants anything, let me know. Give me a shout and we'll sort it out. Yeah. But I thought while I was doing the filters, I'll come on and I'll mention Tanny's Koi and give everybody just a quick shout. These are doing all right in here. The main fish, obviously in the pond, I'm a little bit skittish. I don't know what I'm doing with this bloody camera. I'm looking round and not showing you. I'm a little bit skittish because the net's in, obviously, with the young uns, so when I feed them I have to basically walk away and leave them. What you'll find is if I'm stood about, you'll start seeing the food coming around the back of the net there, and then they'll come up the side sucking it. But these little buggers are getting out this net because there's 2 or 3 swimming about, and if they come past I'll show you, but normally they'll come flying past the bloody glass here, and you think I can catch them. Catch them, Daddy, catch them. But them okay, these little ones are growing. The bigger ones are all sort of hanging down the bottom. They're sort of 3 inches long there, I suppose. But they're being fed, as I've said, they're being fed a mix of Nutrimare, Saki Kore, Cuttlebrook growth, Cuttlebrook stage 2. So it's all mixed in. So I've been blending food down and stuff. There you go. That's what I'm feeding them. But them okay. Them sound as I found them, just knocking about down the bottom. It's like, a lot of them are dark, so you can't see them anyway. So there you go. So that's me checking in. Did I say the date? If I did say the date, take me notice, because I get the bloody date wrong. Cashy will tell you that. If you subscribe to my other channel, you'll know I got the date wrong last week. But you know me and date. So I'll just put it across the bottom. It's Saturday today anyway. 27th, 28th, maybe 26th. I don't know. Something like that anyway. Let me have a look. So I'll rest until I find out. I can't find out. So you're telling me. Oh well, you'll see it across the bottom somewhere. But there you go. Like I said, they're doing too bad. I'm currently sitting at 16 and a half. I'm bringing them down again now. They've had the treatment, so I'm bringing them down again now. So I've just reset the heater to 14, so I'll bring them down a couple of degrees now. As we know, it's starting to go cold, and I've got no covers on, and all I'm seeing is panned out evaporating off the pond. Pretty much the same with this one. That's why the covers I'm on. This one's sitting at 22, well 21.8 at the minute, but that heater will kick in any time now. And looking round, there you go, nothing really happening. Tried to winterise the furniture a little bit. I've still got to get the cover on it. So it's that time of the year, right? We're moving into the winter now, so everything's going to start settling down and just leaving them alone. I'm still getting fed 7 times a day in the main pond, and I'm getting fed 4 times a day in this one. But these probably could go back on the frequent feed at 22 degrees, but these are stopping at 22 degrees over the winter anyway, then coming down to about 14, 15. We'll see how they get on. Right, there you go. Pretty much as I can tell you. Cuttlebrook Open Day next weekend. Probably going to appear down there. Might be over Coppice tomorrow. Because we're going to grade the fry for him. If you remember, he went into the ground show with the difference with Rick and Vince and everybody. So we'll probably be over there. Me and Peter on about going over and grading the fry. I told him I'm going over. I'll probably just turn up. You know what I mean? Just throw a brick over the fence at him or something, and then just open the door. But we might see you over there tomorrow. Other than that, nothing to report. The dairy coys, nothing happening. Other than a bit of shooting going on and stuff. But I'm going to sort this air pump out now and find out what the bloody hell's going on, because things are ticking over since I pressed record on this bloody camera. So I'll catch you a lot in a bit. I've just put you down. I'll put you back bloody up again, just to show you this. And I thought about this. I'll be honest. I lay in bed this morning thinking about this. Now a lot of blokes lie in bed on a morning on their own thinking about other stuff, but I was thinking about this, and it's my Jack Matting Bay again. Now I've noticed that I don't know if it'll pick it up, but I'm starting to pull that way, and I've just had to turn the pump down because I had it turned up while I was pulling the drains, so it's on 44% at the minute. But if I turn that up to, let's say, 75, what you'll find is the water, it's going in stages now. The water is, so it's going lower this end than what it is that end, and that's telling me that this is getting clogged up. And as you can hear now, the pump's sucking air. So I'm thinking this morning, like I said in bed, mad as it sounds, I know I'm a bit sad when it comes to stuff like that, but this is where you've got to think about stuff. When I first put this bay together, I had every single piece out, and I jet washed every single piece, and I think it needs it again. Yes, I'm going to kill the bio off, but coming into the winter, there's enough bio in the moving bed to cope with that. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably at some point, maybe this week, depending on weather, because it's done nothing but piss down the rain. I'm going to clean it out. So I'm going to have to get the jet wash out, I think, and I'll tell you what, we'll put that at 40%, which is still plenty for the pond anyway. And I think I'm going to have to get the jet wash out and get it sorted, because it looks as though to me as though it's getting clogged up again. And what it is, it's like I said, a lot of it is like clay, detox. I use obviously the detox and stuff, and cloverleaf blanket weed answering. Over the season, it sort of clogs the Jack Matting up a little bit, and as you can see, the gaps ain't really all that big. There's a couple of spaces in between each one, but they may as well not be there. So I'll get the jet wash out. I'll get it contained to this lower area where saved me making a mess like I did last time. If you remember, it was all running down there, bloody brown shitty stuff. And we'll get it cleaned out, I think, again. Have to get the jet wash out. Whether I'll document it or not, I don't know. But as you can see, everything's running low, and it's a good. So there you go. Right then, I pulled my drains. I boiled this, and I'll just show you this. I'll boil it. This is where we'll do it. I'll boil it, and it switched itself off for some reason, so I've got to figure out why. And then what you'll find is if you leave it, if you've got a Tempest, if you leave it for a bit, you'll see all the stuff settles at the bottom. So when you've boiled it, you've knocked all the stuff off the K1 or K plus or K2, whatever you're using. And if you just leave it, you'll see everything set. The K1 rises, and everything, all the shit, settles to the bottom, like that. See it? So obviously that will just pull straight out, and then the rest will come down. Now I don't bubble it when I pull it. So when I open the valve, I don't bubble this. I just let it pull through. When the K1 hits the bottom, you see it dragging all the crap through the K1 then. It has 3 goes, it has 3 knocks, so I've got to figure out why that bloody pump ain't working now up there. Don't know. Lights have gone off on the switches, so I don't know. We'll figure it. Crazy man, crazy! Catch you all lot in a bit while I do this. Catch you later. I'll tell you what, I don't make a video for a fortnight, and then you go bloody get rid of me, can you? But I just wanted, because I'd mentioned this, and as you can see all the crap's at the bottom, it's like a bit lighter there, and it is still settling, the crap is still settling out. There's still some crap in the K1, let me just show you. There is still some crap what's got to come out of the K1, but in general, that's just one boil, one quick boil, and people leave them boiling for hours, but I don't really think you need it. So I've got my valves shut, all my valves are shut, and what I'll do, let me just show you this as well, because this ain't really going to apply to anybody. On the top, you've got this screw on thing, okay, that one I've just broke. Oh yeah, really. So what? To empty it, I'll take it off, and I'll lift the cap up very slightly on the top, just to allow the air to come in. Right, now let me angle you back down, try and do this without too much bother. So, let me get you right. So what you'll see now is that crap will just go. I ain't going to bubble it, it won't bubble because I've opened the top to let the air in, so there's no air going to come through the valve. So let me show you. Hopefully this works, he says. There you go, crap's gone. And now you can see all the crap coming out the K1 already here, look. And then you'll see the water's obviously falling through, and it's took a load of shit out with it as well. That's how I do my filter, right? Or my Tempest. Now, take it up here a little bit, you'll see, I think. Oh, me and my camera skills, take a notice. So now, because I've dropped that in now, there's a rubber seal around that, so that'll stop the air. I'll put that back on there slightly. And what I'll do, I'll leave just enough for it to just lift very slightly. Okay? So we'll close that down, we'll shut the waste off, because we've got rid of most of the crap now. I'll open the valves back up. Now I don't open the top valve because I've got, I'll get an airlock in here. I'll get an airlock in the top because it comes up and then goes down again. So I'll leave that as it is. So if you've got a situation like this, leave it as it is. I'll open that one back up. You can hear that, That's the little flap on the top. Now watch this when I switch it on, when I switch the pump on. So that's it in the top now. Water's coming in. Water's coming in. Come on me boots. And then I'll stop it just as it gets to the white. Around about there. Stop the pump. Turn off the valve. And then that's where the situation of the notification with the alteration on the variation of the off-run nation works. Just switch the air on. Now that'll happily bubble away now. I've got the top valve sealed. I've got the bottom valve sealed. I've got this top flap going 10 to the dozen. Don't know if you can see it. That's just letting the air out. And that'll bubble away nicely now. What I'll do, I'll give that a couple of 3 minutes, turn it off, let it all settle again, do the same again. There's no need to keep these bubbling for hours. But basically all you're going to do, if you keep it bubbling for hours, you're just going to keep turning the crap into the K1. The idea of these is to get the crap out of the K1. You need to bubble it to get the crap out the middle of the K1, but then once you've loosened it out and you see your water going dark again, you know that you're pretty much there. So you might as well just turn it off, give it a few minutes to settle, let all the crap come to the bottom, open the valve, bosh, away you go. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to teach her how to suck eggs, but that's how I do it. And it's like I said, if you've got a situation where you're pumping into the bottom here, I'll pump into the bottom, obviously up the tempies because I'm upflow filters, and then I've got this valve here which will keep shut while I'm cleaning. If I open it, because this pipe goes round and down to me air source, if I open it to get air lock in there then, and it's a nightmare to get rid of it, so I have to keep blowing it through and it comes out through in the drum. So I'll just keep that shut, and I use this on the top. I mean, eventually, yeah, the rubber ring's probably gonna, you know, get fed up of being moved about and fail. But what's a rubber ring? You know what I mean? You get them from anywhere, can't you? Go down Screw Fix and get them, or Tool Station, or wherever you use. But I'll leave that bubbling away for a few minutes, and then I'll do the same again. That'll happen now 3 or 4 times, and then just let it get on with it then, I suppose. It's been about 3 weeks. Well, I think I did it when I come back from Mallorca, which has been 4 weeks ago now. And I ain't done it since. There you go, it's going to rain again. Right then, so I hope that's helped somebody. If it's at least it's given me a bit of something to show you. I'm sure we've showed it you before, so forgive me if I have, but there you go. Thanks to all the subscribers as well. Subscriber count's gone up a little bit. Thanks for that, lads and lassies, and whoever else is watching me. And also thanks to whoever subscribed to this channel, who subscribed to my other one. Much appreciated. I mean, the views on the other one is out this world. In a week I'm getting like 3,500 views. Happy days. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm a bit of a novice over on that side when it comes to the shooting. As much as I love it and I enjoy it, I'm a novice. You know what I mean? I ain't gone over there with the attitude that I can do this and I can do that. I don't do it on here. I just try and share my experience. But there's a lot of folks who slaughter here over there just for being truthful. But here you go. That comes down like keyboard warriors. That come with the good and the bad. But right, that's me banging on. But thanks to everybody who has subscribed to the both channels. I really appreciate it. I love you all. And I think, to be honest, I think we might do a giveaway. We're going to find some of that to give away. See what we can give away, eh? And we'll do a bit of a giveaway. And just to say a big thank you towards Christmas. Catch you in a bit. 4 drops. Should be better, though, it. Still got some crap down there, but it is what it is. Bosh. Having you. It's Sunday, 26th of October, 2025. Just ventured up the garden, just making sure everything's okay, everything's fine with these at the minute. And I've got the covers off the sleeper pond, as you can see, in a little blue bowl. So what I'm going to do is I've decided I'm going to show you. Well, I decided myself that I wanted to have a look at the fry. Yeah, I see them swimming about in the net every day, but it's like up close and personal is a different matter, right? And this is also for the benefit of Kashi, even though I probably will send you this video anyway, just so as you can have a look. Now, I've lost, all in all, since I've had her over the last month, I've lost 3. Now, the 3 where I did lose, you could see that was weak, and they were all going to last, to be honest. So you get that in fry. If you've ever had fry and race fry, you know exactly what I'm on about. There's always losses, same as everything really. But we'll have a look at these and I'll show you what they're like. Now I'm going to have to refer back to what the video was like when I had them. That was only in a little bag, if you remember right. Now these are knocking 3 inches long now, some of them. Just some cracking colours in here. Lovely gin ring on some of them. I mean, that's a stunner down there. I've been watching that one. This one here. So, and then obviously some are sort of lacking behind and not so big, but they'll catch up. There's 1 or 2 actually swimming around in the pond somewhere. I can't find them at the minute, but I've seen them knocking about. So I don't know how many I've got. I would imagine round about 30 in there. I mean, if you look at some of them, I can get a bit of a close in. If I'll keep still. I'm just doing a little bit. The reticulation in the scales on some of them, such as this one down here, the popping focus, is outstanding, to be fair. So Kashi, you've done a good job on these, mate. So Arigoki. Like I said, the prettiest one, which I have been keeping an eye on, which I think is that one there for me. Seems to have a bit of a deformed face, which is a shame, but we'll see how it goes. Might be a stump nose. Of course, them fry, if you get 1 or 2 out of them, you've done well, are you? That's the way I see it. Like I said, you can see the kajakus are in here. Don't know what we've got here, but yeah. That's just a few fly up cash you give me. So if they fancy a winter project, and I thought, well, why not? As you know, they reside in the 4 foot by 2 foot net in the sleeper pond, just up this corner. The others is sort of making them skittish, but it is what it is. They are going to be in there forever at the end of the day. But I'm getting fed about 5 times a day, these are, and I'm getting fed on crushed up Nutrimare, crushed up Sakikari, Cuttlebrook growth crushed up, and Cuttlebrook stage 2 as well. So then getting a good variation, to be fair. And they am growing. There was only little bits when I had them. I mean, I would imagine that one there, that Kajaku just there, the smaller one, that's probably the size of them when I had them. And as you can see, they've grown, which is good. I've had them a month, just under a month. So I ain't too bad, but yeah, them are sitting at 22 degrees as well, so that's one of the factors as well. God knows what the heating bill's going to be like when that comes, or the electric bill rather. But that one's on the cool down, the main name on the cool down. Name down to 14 this morning. Ambient temperature overnight now is around about, well, 7.5 I think it was last night. I went out shooting, so I was out in the countryside, but I think it was about 7.5 when I went, and I come back. So you can tell they're going to be cooling down pretty quick now, which ain't going to hurt them. I did buy, I don't know if I documented it, but I did buy a swimming pool cover, which is basically just a thick piece of bubble wrap and your light on the top. Don't know what to do with that. I don't know if I'm going to use it, to be honest. I woke up this morning with polycarbonate in my head. Trouble is with polycarbonate, you're talking 400 quid to cover that, but when the electric bill drops, I'll be thinking, I wish I'd have paid that 400 quid for the poly now. So it swings and roundabouts, I mean, once I've got it, it's going to last for years, and I can store it on the top of the filter house anyway. Once I get all that crap off there and finally finish the stuff round on the filter house, because you know what it's like, it's only been like this now. I mean, the stuff I put on before has started to fade, as you can see in the sun, which is crap. So it's like, am I putting that on, or am I getting some cladding like I always wanted? Trouble is, it's always money, eh? It costs all the time. So pondering, but if I did get some polycarbonate for this, I'd get some 3 meters by a metre, whatever it is, and stick it on, just light on the top, I think, and we'll see. Remains to be seen. Don't know. I have covered my pond before. I've covered, even though I was unheated, I used to cover long time ago. When I had the pagoda over the old pond, I used to shutter it all up, and it had a polycarbonate roof, and that's only because I got a load of poly out of a skid in Smethwick. I was in Smethwick at the time, and there was a skip there with conservatory place, and there was all these conservatory roofs, and I made some covers up with them, and that was great. But times move on, so still pondering now. Over polycarb, still got to put the roof on this. That's another 450 quid just to roof that, but we'll see. You know, bloody money all the time, mate. So there you go. Am I going to finish it or AI? God knows, probably. I probably will. My miss will probably say, "Are we going to get that done?" Yeah. So we might get it done. Just up to that edge, just as soon as it finishes it off. But it's like I said, when I put the new stuff on, it's like this is faded now. So it is what it is. Just me, that is. Half a job. That's all I ever do. I get so far and then I just stop. But it is what it is. These are looking okay in here. Let me just turn the water off. The pump rather. We'll turn the pump off. Yeah, get a better look at them, but it's like I said, they am skittish. I'm always skittish anyway when I've got the cover off. But there's some nice fish in here. The 6 showers, if you remember what Vicky picked, I've only got 3 of them left for some strange reason. They was dropping like flies in the first couple of weeks. The 3 I had off Mad Dog at the show, I'm still in here. Tamasaba's in here. Sorry about the glare, but there's nothing I can do about it, you know how it is. But again, there's some fish in there. I mean, if you remember when I was having a sort out and the Karashigoi went flying, that's the Karashigoi now up the end there. That's it there. That looks sound as a pound. I just wanted to make sure they start blowing out. And it does seem to have done, so it's fine. But it'll stay in here now over the winter. There's some nice little shower in here, which I'm starting to develop now slowly. And whatever else is in here, I don't know if I'm perfectly honest. Little dotty. Little dotty, I mean that was about 3 inches long, that was from Rodbaston. Round about June, I think it was, June or July. That's probably 30 cm now. There is one what I bought back from the main pond and put back in here, which is just down here. Deutsche Shiro. Now the Deutsche Shiro seems to have knocked a couple of scales. I bought it back in here and it seems to have been okayed it now. The Karashigoi was in there as well has knocked a couple of scales, so I'm keeping an eye on that. That might have to be shifted and all, so get them back in the heat. So there you go. That's another rat late, another 8 minutes of me just banging on about nothing. But I just thought I'd show you the fry. That look great. I think they do. I think they're looking really good. But I've got to go back in the net now, back in the main pond. The only trouble is like I don't see these fish when I'm in the main pond under that net, because all these lot just go under the net and just stay there until I've disappeared. It's all gone quiet and then they'll come out and feed. But when you're restricted for space like I am, it is what it is, unless I can put another one down here. I mean, I have actually got a Tamasaba in that tank. See that tank behind me where the Daphne and I've got a Tamasaba in there. The reason being, I took it out of here because it was looking proper rough and I thought, that's no good. So I've stuck it in there and he seems to be loving life in there. It's just its ambient temperature, there's no heat or nothing on there. There ain't even a filter on. It's just ambient temperature, natural water. Just see how he gets on. Oh, it's got a jumper. Little buggers. Had a jumper. This one down here. Little shit. Seems alright though. Right, I'm going to get him back in because I'm obviously getting a bit stressed in the bowl now. But there you go. Here's the fry. We'll have another look at them in a few weeks' time and see how they're coming on. And then what I might be able to do is take some out to the floating net and stick them in the main pond with these. Right, I'm sort them out. I'll catch you later in a bit, Aid. So I know earlier I said we'd be going now over to Copies, or earlier in the video, which was yesterday for me. But it don't look like that's going to happen because Mason had to go and have his tonsils out yesterday. And he ate very well at all. He's still in hospital. I believe Copey spent the night in there with him. So I'll go over, send him some love on Copey's channel. He's had his tonsils out yesterday. So yeah, he's a poorly lad at the minute. You know what I mean? It's traumatic for any kid who has the tonsils out, but there you go. He'll get better. He'll soon be kicking that ball about again. And Copey will soon be on the YouTube moaning about stuff again. It is what it is. Also, if you are already caught up on Mad Dogs, go and have a look at Mad Dog's channel because he's doing some major renovations at Westcroft Koi as well. So go and have a look at that and go and see what he's up to. Also, Pete, if you are caught up on Pete's West Brom Koi, go and have a look at his. And then they're all up to stuff. But again, like I said at the start of the video, Tanya has got Yorkie's on a bloody pond builder. Yorkie Koi, you've obviously seen Yorkie Koi on my channel in the past. If you are subscribed, go and give him some love as well. But give Tanya some love as well, Tanya's Koi. And go and give her some love as well and give her a subscribe and tell her I sent you over. But yeah, happy days. Right, I'm going to crack on. It's Sunday morning. I ain't really got much to do. I'm going to put them back together, get the covers and everything back on these here. And then I'm going to just totter about, I think. So if I don't catch you later, I'll catch you on the next one. In a bit, Aid.